Yeah. Well, they're in a hurry, so they can turn around and drive back home again.
Yeah.
Drove 2 hours to get there.
Except for those that have drivers,
Yeah, right, yeah.
3 of them. Okay, published on our agenda, 9:15, at 9:15, we do have a bid award. Let the record reflect that all 3 commissioners are present, as well as our clerk, Chrissy Schulteis. Bob, you've got budget adjustments up.
Here, yeah, there they are, and there's 2 paper budget adjustments that, Jeff's got them, yeah, I looked at them already, they're regulars. Solid waste. Increase from solid waste.
Sorry, that's good.
All right, would there be a motion, are there any questions?
Well, I see this is increase from CO.
That's to pay us back.
Want to pay us back? Okay, all right, that was my question. No, then I don't have any questions.
All right. Yeah, when I saw that, last night, I wasn't sure about it.
Yeah, okay.
All right, would there be a motion to approve budget adjustments?
I'll make the motion.
I would say,
Okay, wonderful. Chrissy?
Jeff Myers?
Yes.
Bob Hoffman?
yes.
Bob Miller?
Yes, budget adjustments have been approved.
Is now in the conference.
There's there now?
When I went through it last night,
Mhm.
there wasn't, I didn't see anything unusual,
Yeah.
unless something has been added since.
I see one of my favorite ones is right there.
Yeah. Yeah, when I saw that, I laughed.
Yeah.
I could hear what you would say, Bob.
Yeah. What can I say, yeah. Yeah, well.
Would there be a motion to approve then and now?
We'll make the motion.
A second.
Okay, is there any questions, comments, discussion?
I think we've said enough.
Hearing none. Chrissy?
Jeff Myers?
Yes.
Bob Hoffman?
Yes.
Bob Miller?
Yes, this resolution has been approved. Do you have anything else for us? What's that second there? Is that
The hospital.
to go with that?
Got one.
So we were all through. Wonderful.
I just find some really interesting things in this,
Okay.
like the history of the courthouse, back there.
Oh, really? In the file?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was like that in it had, it's kind of like this was older sheets, like copies of like 18 something. Oh,
BTE, 1879 when the fire. I read Chrissy gave me some of that, I read it, very interesting. Hard to read some of it because
And the writing
it's
is very,
Yeah, and a little over in some of our record storage areas, Jeff, are the big leather-bound books,
gotcha.
all handwritten. All the, over in the Crooked Court storage area, you could go back into, you know, you can pull out of the early 1900s, everything is all handwritten. Commissioner's Journal, we had that big book that's on my desk, is stored up at the auditor's office, in where Kevin's at, in the lower area. And, so it's all handwritten, but, it had, yeah, there's a lot of history there. There's a lot of history that we lost in 2 fires.
Yeah, you bet.
Yeah. And we kind of, the plan for, bicentennial celebration was try to get the original legislation and some original things that had to be filed with the state, courthouse and county back. But as you all know, we got caught up, you know, dealing with the COVID thing.
Yeah.
And even, you know, as we, I think, get some time, maybe we start looking at things and shoot now for sometime next year to do.
Yeah, just do a little, at least,
Yeah,
a little something.
And with, saw Taylor Moyer was elected president of the Historical Society. I don't know, I assume Tom Jennings still an officer, but he did a great job.
Yep. That would be nice to have a little something someplace.
Yeah, I see.
Recognize that we know we're 200 years old, you know?
So, the Williams County had made up, just having T-shirts made up.
Oh, are they?
So I don't know, you can order from one of the companies, and Brian, you can order it online, so I don't know if they can, if no doubt this particular company is doing it, but commissioners will have it publicized.
Mm-hmm.
For the press conference this morning, as far as I know, we're set.
We're gonna do it in here?
We're gonna do it in here.
Okay.
We're gonna have this, we're gonna have this, we're gonna have
Yeah.
all three.
Yeah, okay.
Joel Muir is going to MC.
Okay.
So we've got,
We got a script, huh?
So, yeah, I said, Joel, I'm out of my element here.
Yeah, this is,
help, and he did. You know, it's something. And I thought, okay, that's Joel's forte. Let him.
yeah, yep.
And
That's fine.
when somebody says to me, you know, just let me know what I can do to help.
There you go, use it. Use it, you bet. Yep.
You know, sometimes, you know, it may not be the sharpest pencil, but one thing I do know, I know what I don't know.
Yeah, there you go. And and if you don't know it, how are you gonna speak intelligently or even act intelligently about it? That's the thing, and you can't.
You know, with our French company, I think that's what helped make us successful, is that we recognized what we didn't know and went out and found the talent that did.
Mm-hmm, yep.
Okay, we still have about 4 minutes. Why don't we go around like we usually do, then once the press conference is done, then we can adjourn our meeting.
Yeah.
Do you have anything, Bob?
Not particular, no, nothing that needs to be talked about, I don't think.
Jeff?
No, nothing that I can think of. We had a good meeting, last night with
Yeah. It was interesting.
fire chiefs and EMS.
Yeah. I will
Very productive, I thought.
call Nick out though, because Nick said the last chief meeting, he said they never brought up radios once. It's over. Yeah, I'm gonna call him out on that. I said, wait a minute, Nick. It was only a half hour's worth, granted, but.
When I went over, got coffee this morning, they're bringing that tabletop podium that they have. They're gonna bring that over around 11. But, Nick said, well, thank you for sitting in front of me. He said, that way, if anybody threw anything, and I said, well, kind of how I looked at it, I was looking at where can I go?
Yeah.
And I saw the sheriff sitting here, and I thought if he was seeing something flying through the air, he'd shoot it down. Mike was sitting in the office.
Yeah, they want to throw.
Yeah. But they just harp the same thing over and over, so.
Or they up and running.
Yeah. We're with, a new chain. This is not just a major upgrade. This is going to a whole new version. So it may respond different, it will look different, it will act different. That's what this radio system does.
Yeah.
And the longer you work with it, the more comfortable you are. And it's a digital system, so the digital radio signal acts a lot like a digital cell signal, where, you can, on this side of the desk you have, on the left side of the desk you have service, on the right side of the desk you don't. Why? And that's the same thing with this system. And like cell, you don't know when you're going to run into that, and that's the same thing with this digital.
Yeah.
It's learning. We have to use it more. Napoleon PD, the Sheriff's Office, South Joint, use it all the time.
Yeah.
They're comfortable. Our other departments, since they don't have the run volume, aren't using it as much, so they don't have the comfort level.
Yeah.
They will get there. They got there with the other system.
Yeah.
They'll get there with this. And they're still dispatch, when you've done something for so many years, just right what button to hit, you can start talking. Well, it's possible there's been a couple errors, nothing life-threatening, just caused confusion. But it was simple operator error, because we don't react to things like we used to. It's different. So it's going to take some time, it's going to take some patience. And then, the longer we use, then we make our list.
Yeah.
And then when,
And
with the reprogramming that's
Yeah.
coming in 21, make the system changes.
That we need. I think, and Nick was right, and we should have brought it up again last night. Like Flat Rock, like Florida, Hamler don't use it much, Holy don't use it much, Newbert, them guys should go out and on a Saturday, just grab radios and start driving around and talking on them and get used to how they work and play with them a little bit, just practice. Let the dispatcher know they're gonna be out there on the air with them a little bit and
Bring in, okay, here's the scenario, we have a house fire. The trucks roll, of course, no light sirens, but have another fire chief, a chief from another department that's changing the scenario on it. They have somebody they have three people inside, it changes.
Right.
What do you do?
Yeah, what do you do? What are you gonna do here? Yeah.
And that's tough.
Yeah, it is. Just to set something like that up would be a big thing, but I think it would really help them guys to just know, where the buttons are. It's just like getting a new cell phone. Hell, you gotta learn how to rerun it every time you get a different one. They're all a little bit different, right?
Okay, it is 9:16, and it is time for the bid award for the 2020 County Lightning Project. Would there be a motion to remove this from the table?
I'll make that motion.
I would second.
Thank you, Bob. Christie?
Seth Myers.
Yes.
Bob Hoster.
Yes.
Glenn Miller.
Yes. This item is now removed from the table, and
Might be removed, where is it?
and vote approved. It was so removed.
Yeah, we couldn't find it, yeah.
In the matter, the resolution reads, the title, in the matter of 2020 widening program, resolved that the Board of Henry County Commissioners does hereby approve of the bid award for the 2020 widening program to Gherkin Paving Incorporated of Napoleon, Ohio, in the amount of $551,655.75, and that a contract be entered into. And that amount again was $551,655.75. Would there be a motion to approve this bid award?
We'll make that motion.
I would second.
Is there any additional discussion? Hearing none. Christie?
Jeff Myers.
Yes.
Bob Hoffman.
Yes.
And Glenn Miller.
Yes, this resolution is approved. Didn't we have another paving project before this will be awarded?
To the bridge, lines of the week before.
We did that, the bridge at Noggles is gonna do, and,
Did that one last week. That's
Yeah.
nice.
This is the issue 2 money.
this is widening, yeah.
Yeah, because there was, Tim had, I keep thinking, I thought it was around 650,000. I'm probably wrong, thinking of something else, which is not unusual. The next item on our agenda will be at 9:30 with Alita Bonini, discussing, the hospital bond that, because of the nature of how the hospital is structured and on our property, we are supposed to be a part of this. I think the last time was 10 years ago, Christie.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wonder if it's the same woman. The name sounds familiar. Yeah, might be the same name.
Also for the press conference, Ryan's going to come in and he's on the keyboard and mouse.
Okay.
Because the way the Zoom side is set up, that anybody who wants to come in goes into a waiting
Waiting
room,
room, okay.
and then we won't need to be distracted.
Yeah. We could have kind of moved these tables out of the way and sat in a little arch here, and then they sat, and then each had a pipe smoking like they would when they would talk around the stove, on that. Yeah, made it look pretty. No? Okay, I'll just
It's been a small time.
Could have brought cigars.
Yeah, I love cigars, yeah.
That's what they I don't know if the Henry County Commissioners did. I know the Fulton County Commissioners did.
I know one thing, the Henry County,
During that meeting, oh yeah, yeah. It was well known, Floyd Lauber, I don't remember, the three. Floyd Lauber was one of them. And, someday they would just show up, all three commissioners would be there, but they had their trip pocket full of cigars. Staff knew they were headed out, they were gonna go out around the county, and it usually worked out where by the time they got back, they were smoking their last cigar.
Well, they used to be able to smoke like in your offices, didn't you?
You could smoke, there was smoking in public buildings.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. What the commissioners used to, when I was on the Soil and Water Board, every year, we would have a ditch tour of all the ditches and the improvements that Soil and Water made to ditches, and the commissioners would go with us. The board members would go. I was on the board, and then the commissioners would go along, and we'd kind of, we'd ride in 2 or 3 cars, and we'd drive out to a spot, and we'd all get out and look at the ditch. And, yeah, that was a big deal. We haven't done it since I've been here.
No.
Although we have driven out and looked at a ditch, we didn't, down by Pleasant Bend, we did drive down there one day and look at a ditch.
Then we were over at, FM 11, Weber, no, not Weber.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Peggy Weber's place, yeah.
Yeah.
Fred Weber's place, yeah.
But, they built little dikes,
Yeah, they did. I can't blame them, I mean,
no,
I never really understood why they built right there anyhow, but it was just one of them things. So
right,
they could get the lot, you know, and it was cheap probably, so.
well, it is a nice location, because you're just kind of nested in there.
Yeah.
But on the south, you got the railroad track.
You got the railroad track, yeah.
CSX.
You know, and in their defense, when they built their CSX wasn't near as busy as it is now. I mean, geez. There's gotta be nights when.
You get used to that.
Oh, I
You know,
get it.
when I lived in Archbold, you know, Archbold had a lot of, it was Newark Central.
Yeah.
There was always a lot of
Yeah,
trains, and then there's
that's-
even more now because they've shortened them.
Yeah.
And run them more
Yeah.
frequently. So you just, you got used to it. And
I-
if there wasn't any,
Yeah.
what's going on?
Yeah, well, I grew up right where I grew up, there was a railroad went right through the corner of our farm. It was just, 50 yards from the house, and a train would go at night, you know, and if we'd have friends over or cousins or something would stay over and say, oh, I was up all night listening to the train, I didn't even hear them, you know?
Yeah.
But I grew up there from baby on up, you know? But then we moved to this place, we got a railroad about just as close, and it probably was the second or third night we slept there, and we had the windows open. In the summertime, we had the windows open, and that guy blew his whistle, and it echoed through that woods. I sat straight up in bed, I said, what the heck? Oh my God, I thought I was gonna have a heart attack. And the dumpers,
Down air conditioning, 100 degrees. Yeah, because it'll take that long probably to get it cooled off for people coming in.
oh, just wanna know, that's okay. I was gonna wear a jacket this morning, I forgot it.
Well, I looked at my suits hanging there. They just hang there somewhere.
Yeah, get it hang there, you bet.
What?
Temperature limit.
Oh, okay, all right, that's weird.
So are there people gonna come in here for this thing? Or they are?
Well, we've opened up, there's the conference call,
Yeah.
Zoom,
Okay.
or, you know,
You
come
just come
on. So
right out, okay.
you know, they just don't know,
Yeah,
don't know
okay.
what to expect.
Yeah.
You know, I'm glad Joel is part of this, so he could help.
Yeah.
It was just kind of,
Yep.
hey, and you know, then it makes you think, okay, could we use something to help on social media more, and was there something, yeah. Why don't you go ahead and start that?
Okay.
At least it's online, then, once you get.
You hit that, right? You
Yeah.
hit the one you wanna be on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna move over.
If you hold your sport coat closed, Jeff, all we see is your head over there.
Oh. Yeah, the black one,
You just blend, you just.
Yeah, he blends right in there.
Talking head.
Talking head.
With that, with the fire chiefs, that's pretty good,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They, really dedicated.
Yeah.
And
A
really-
lot of knowledge in that room.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
but when you look at the age,
Yeah.
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 and there's there's young guys.
There's some guys in the younger age.
Ryan, that are coming in,
Yeah.
but there's just not enough.
No.
And,
No.
I don't know what it is about volunteerism, I don't know how you, we're trying to teach our grandchildren, that it's
Gwen has entered the waiting
not
room.
all about me. That's right.
Shall I admit Gwen to this?
Yeah,
Might as well.
yeah, because she went, she needs to be a part of it.
Yeah.
How's the beach? Oh, no. How's the beach?
That guy, Dave.
Did he just climb that coconut tree?
Yeah, I think you did, yeah. Better put your mask on, you know the monkeys are sick up there.
Good morning, Michael.
Morning.
I got a half-inch of rain last night.
We got an inch.
Yeah? Did it?
Yeah.
Well,
Kind of hard.
it rained hard for a little bit. I got a half-inch of rain, but Gwen, you didn't get any at your place, did you?
We got 4 tenths.
Yeah. Wow, I didn't even think it looked like it was that much, really. I drove by there this morning because I looked at my other field, and I thought that looked pretty dry.
Well, because we hadn't gotten any of those last
No.
couple days like Napoleon did and
Yeah,
Hamler did.
we didn't get anything. They did south of Hammer, but not where I live, and not where any of my fields are, not any of my farm. Didn't get anything.
Yesterday, we had, there at my house, we had 2/10 of an inch. Then the rain before that, the day before, we had like 4/10.
Yeah.
I was really surprised.
Yes. Did it rain in town then yesterday afternoon, or 4 o'clock, 4:30?
Yeah, it didn't, compared to what was around us.
Yeah, it didn't rain.
We didn't get any of that, the bright red went out towards
Yeah.
you, Kristen.
And Melinda didn't get any rain. Because I left home and to go to Ridgeville last night, and I drove down 109, I got to Melinda. Just before I got into Melinda, it was dry. It was dry until I got north of Melinda, and then I saw a little bit of rain there, but it hadn't rained as much. That was scattered. They said today again, same way.
That's Kevin Guerrier.
Kind of reminds me of being in the state of Florida.
That's how sporadic it was.
Morning, Kevin.
Hey, Kevin.
Morning, Kevin.
Has left the conference.
Find out about 5
Morning, Kevin.
Yeah, and I hadn't started to.
You're supposed to be, oh, there she is.
There she is. Good morning.
She's connecting.
She's connecting, yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Good morning, Alita.
Morning, how are you?
Good.
Good.
It is 9:30, so we'll go ahead and get started. You have on the call, of course, the 3 commissioners, Commissioner Hofstad, our clerk, Christy Schulteis, Jeff Myers, Commissioner, and myself, Glenn Miller. Also, we have on is Auditor Kevin Gehringer, as well as Prosecutor Gwen Howe-Gabers, and Assistant Prosecutor Michael Kavanaugh.
Wonderful, thank you all for taking the time to do this. Do you guys want to start, or should I?
I would say you go ahead. We don't really, two of us weren't on the board the last time
I was
it was
last
dealt
time.
with. So a brief history would be, I think, be appropriate, and then where do we need to go now?
Okay. In 2010, as at least one of you recalls, Henry County Hospital came before the commissioners to ask for a bond issue to finance certain projects. And that bond issue was issued by the commissioners. They did it in 2 steps. The first step was passing an inducement resolution, which is just putting everyone, including the public, on notice that this bond issue might be coming down the pike. And it says that if the commissioners are satisfied with the documentation, then they'll go ahead and issue bonds for the project. And the commissioners did. The bonds have an absolute maturity of 2031. But they were sold in a multi-mode format, which means that they could be in a bunch of different formats. And the format that was initially chosen was a direct purchase. And the direct purchase was key. And as typical of sort of post-financial crisis financing, the banks didn't want to commit for the long term. So there's a put option in the documents that at the end of 2020, the bonds can be put back to the purchaser. And Henry County thinks that that's going to happen with this bond issue. There's 2 ways they might go. They might be able to find a new purchaser within the structure of the existing bond deal, which means that the involvement of the commissioners would be pretty slight. You might need to do a new bond purchase agreement and sign 2 or 3 documents. Or if the new purchaser that they're soliciting doesn't fit within those parameters, then they would have to do a brand new bond issue with all the documentation done over again. And I guess the transcript, you have a copy of the transcript, so you have an idea of the kind of documentation that's required. These bonds are issued under Ohio law and under the federal law, and they're tax exempt under both. The Ohio law structure is a little different from many other states in that for hospitals, it's a lease and lease back transaction. Here, since the commissioners already own the land on which Henry County sits, there's already a lease to Henry County. So what would have to happen is Henry County Hospital, the hospital leases the land back to you and subleases it back from you, and the sublease payments are what pay the bonds. Both the statutes and the documents will provide that it's not a debtor obligation of Henry County in the sense that it counts against your debt limit. And it's not considered to be an obligation of the county because only the revenues that are under the sublease will be pledged for the repayment. Let's see, what else would you want to know? If we do a new bond issue, there's a public hearing that would need to be held. If we're doing the old bond issue, the first public hearing would work. The hospital's in the process of soliciting bids. They'll send a packet out next week from different purchasers. And so what the financial advisor would like to know is whether Henry County would be willing to issue bonds pretty much on the same basis that they did the last time. So there's one other issue I want to discuss, which is called 265B, but maybe I ought to open up for questions from you first.
So Lita, what you were saying is that in 2010 there was either an individual or an institution that they solely bought that bond.
Right, it was KeyBank in that case. That's what was covered.
And so just for what you're saying, that's kind of how the hospital board is thinking going to a single purchaser?
Right, there may be multiple purchasers, but they're soliciting from financial institutions.
Okay.
But yes, it would be pretty much that same structure.
Could KeyBank take it again?
That's an avenue that they're pursuing.
Oh, okay.
because of the COVID crisis and the fact that they've got a new loan officer at Key Bank, it's not moving as fast as they would have, they'd like it to, but that's also a possibility that the same issue might stay in place.
Okay.
So what would be issued? Is it 10 million again, or is it?
Because there's been pay down in the last 10 years, the actual principal amount's about $6 million, 8 and change, and then go out for probably $7 million to cover issuance costs. Okay. But it wouldn't be adding new money. There'd be no new project for this financing.
Okay.
So then the hospital would anticipate on paying this off by, was it 31, or if it's a new issuance, it could be another 20 years?
It could be another, if it's a new issuance, it could be another number. It might be another 15 years. Typical in the market today is like 10 to 15 years, but I think they'd probably rather have a structure that gives them a little bit longer time to pay it off.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. I don't have any other questions.
What, you were talking about the lease, and, we've leased the property to the hospital. The hospital would lease, in the one scenario, lease it back to us, and then we sublease it. That scenario, what is, what's our risk? What is the risk to the Henry County Commissioners on that?
On the lease transaction, there is really not much risk, because even if the hospital failed to do everything, you would have the property on which the hospital sits. The creditors would only be able to go against the revenues under the sublease. And the proposal documents that are going out says there will be no mortgage on the land that Henry County owns. They might do a leasehold mortgage where somebody could foreclose on the lease and theoretically put someone else in there. That I've never seen that happen, but that's a possibility. There's a risk that if the bonds become taxable for some reason, technically the county is the issuer and the IRS needs to deal with the county. But in the documentation, there typically is an indemnification agreement from Henry County Hospital to Henry County for those kinds of risks. There is a risk, I guess, if the hospital sold things in violation of the securities law. Again, technically, it's an issue of Henry County. You'd also have an indemnification, but since this isn't planning to be a public offering, the investors are going to sign an investor letter that says that they've made their own investigation of all of the finances of the hospital and all the circumstances, and they're satisfied with that, and they're not relying on any kind of securities law representations. And of course, you guys would all have a chance to review the documentation before it's finalized, but it would look, I would think, very much like the documentation that you have right now.
Okay.
I should say that currently this is done as a master trust indenture deal. This is probably more information than you need to know.
Yeah.
But so some of the documents will run to the master trustee rather than to the bond trustee. But that just means that it's the master trustee who would be responsible for collecting payments in certain instances rather than the bond trustee.
Okay.
We're anticipating that there'd be a corporate bond trustee who would receive payments on the bonds and deal with issues of paying bondholders.
Okay. Well,
One other thing, this is the second issue I wanted to discuss. Banks receive a favorable treatment under the tax law if the bond issue plus other bond issues that the county would issue in that same year are under $10 million. the hospital would go forward with the deal whether or not it was able to get that treatment, but the financial advisor asked me to find out if Henry County had any plans to issue bonds either for itself or for another 501c3 during 2020.
At least from the commissioners, we don't anticipate. Kevin, when did we issue that bond for the bridge? That was last fall?
If it was last year, it doesn't matter. It's just this year that counts.
He needs to be unmuted.
Where's he at? Hang on. Down, there you go. Where his window, right there.
I'm sorry, I didn't quite hear that.
That's okay. We're trying to get him unmuted. There, no.
If you're not muted, go.
Unmute it, Kevin.
Unmute it, Kevin. Up at the top, in the corner, there you go.
There.
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Go
I can
ahead.
hear you now.
Okay, we issued that last year, so unless the commissioners have other plans, there's no anticipation of 2020. And what did we issue that at, about $3 million around there?
Yeah.
So we don't have that much debt.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I knew you guys weren't frequent issuers, but it's only this year that counts, and if something unanticipated happens, the IRS representation is that we don't intend to issue more than $10 million in a year, but if something happens, like something gets blown away by a tornado and you need to replace it, you would not suffer the penalty of not being able to issue, because you yourself would want to issue 265B bonds with this special tax treatment. But if it's unanticipated, then you wouldn't suffer a penalty from that.
Okay.
And at this point, go ahead, Kevin.
well, two questions about risk that I would have.
Mm-hmm.
I don't anticipate the hospital to go anywhere, but what if scenarios? One, they would close.
Mm-hmm.
Two, if they were taken over by Mercy, ProMedica, somebody like that. What's the risk?
If they were taken over by another hospital, we've seen two different scenarios happen. One is the other hospital keeps the bond in place for a while until they're doing, you can substitute obligors. The county would need to be involved again for that. But you could substitute obligors on the issue, and they could keep that issue in place for a while. Remember I mentioned the master trustee, they can also substitute people on the master side of the trustee, and they can keep that issue in place for a while until they do their next financing, some kind of a group financing. That's typically what happens, or they can pay the issue off right away. As far as the hospital closing, what could happen there is the master trustee could foreclose on the lease, the sublease, and put another hospital in place of Henry County Hospital, and then your lease would continue to that new hospital. Your ground lease, your original lease to Henry County Hospital would stay the same, unless the hospital actually went into bankruptcy, and then the bankruptcy court would have the option to decide what to do. But in the situations I've been involved with, when 501c3s have gone into bankruptcy, then the bankruptcy court usually solicits other people to take over the facility. Usually not leaving the bonds in place, but sometimes leaving the bonds in place.
All right, Kevin, thanks for asking that, because that was a scenario that I have been thinking about.
It's a good scenario.
The hospital has been talking over the last 5
Yeah,
years
yes, they have.
of possibly merging or something like that happening.
Yeah, any small rural hospital has those options.
So I don't have any more questions.
No, nothing.
How does it proceed from here, Lita? Do you work of course you're working with the hospital. Will you work with our prosecutor then on the documentation, and our prosecutor would get the documentation to our clerk so that we can do commissioners do what they need to do, or how's this?
Right, typically what would happen is this proposal will go out, and they'll receive responses back probably by the end of July, negotiate some with the purchasers. We're planning, this issue would have to be issued by December 1st, but we're planning to issue it sometime in October is the idea. I mean, unless he continues, in which case this is all kind of moot, but we don't really know that right now. So sometime in August, maybe, we would come back, depending on what these proposals say, we'd come back with another inducement resolution, which in your transcript is the first resolution in the book. It's the one that I talked about that said that if all the documentation's okay, then we'll go ahead and issue the bonds. That's just sort of putting everybody on notice. Depending on the structure of this new financing, you may or may not need to hold that public hearing that I was talking about, that notifies members of the public that the commissioners are planning to issue these bonds. On the documentation circulation list, we typically include the county prosecutor and the commissioners and the clerk, or the county prosecutor and the clerk of the board. And if the auditor wants to be included in those initial circulation of the documents, we can do that too. So after that first resolution, then we would circulate the actual bond documents to the purchaser of the bonds, to the county, to the hospital, to the trustees and everything, so they can all review and have comments. And then when the comments are pretty much done, then we'd ask the commissioners to pass a bond resolution, which is that thick resolution that's in the transcript that you have. It would look very much like that kind of a resolution. And then there'd be a signing session. It could be by mail. Usually the commissioners prefer to have it in person, or at least prefer to have it the meeting where the final resolution's passed, have a representative of the hospital there to talk about the public, because if the press is there and members of the public, they might have questions. So that would be a very typical type of issuance.
Okay. All right, wonderful. If nobody else has any other questions, Alita, thank you.
Thank you for having this meeting, I appreciate it.
So that kind of, brings things into perspective. We understand it a little bit better.
And I remember it, and now I remember it. It helps.
Hard to remember after 10 years.
Yeah, it is. Yes, it is. But, yeah.
So if there's nothing else, thank you for your time.
Sure, thank you. Should I just jump off then, or do you want to continue discussing?
Yeah, I don't know if we're, Kevin, Gwen, do we have anything else really to discuss until we, okay. Nope, we're gonna go ahead and shut this this Zoom session down and get ready for our next one.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
See you guys.
See you later.
Bye.
Push in.
Just click it.
There we go. Oh, there's just us on there now. What a group.
It's not like all picture lessons, but all. Good reading for the weekend.
Yeah. Yeah, 'cause that's his job to read
Well,
that.
it's recording. Where's the recording going to go?
It just hangs out in Zoom's cloud, as far as I know.
Who's called?
Zoom. I think Zoom has their own little shared data center
yeah.
database for it. That can go fast.
Oh, this'll thrill them.
I don't think you can edit it.
Okay, now how do I get back to that page where I can start the next one?
Well, I don't think you ended this one yet.
No, I don't.
I think it's still going on.
Yeah, it's still push in there?
Yeah. And end meeting for all.
Oh, okay.
Here we go.
Okay. Stop converting. Oh, we better let convert the meeting record?
I see, there you got all your other ones up there. It's hiding it.
Yeah, right, yeah.
That's right.
So when it's done converting,
then I can go to the next one, which is 10:15, which we got a lot of time yet, so, okay.
The email we got, of collection, I thought that looked promising.
Yeah.
The what?
The collection on property tax, I thought that looked.
Yeah, I didn't read it yet. It was an email today?
There was one from Lisa yesterday.
Oh, I missed
And,
that.
then one from Kevin.
Oh, yeah? But the questions are going good then? Oh, yes, yeah. I did read that. Yes, I did read that, yeah.
Yesterday was due.
Yeah.
Better than last year.
It was better than last year.
Yeah, that's what he said.
If the finals come in, yeah.
Yeah.
It will also be interesting to see the percent of collection compared to what's owed each year.
Yeah.
It's not a real, the percent owed is not a real high number. We could probably go down through and think of a number of them right now that probably have not paid. But, honestly, our number is fairly low. It's just, you have people who religiously, they realize we have to pay our property taxes.
Yep.
Like all of us sitting here, we pay our property taxes.
Yeah.
We have some
And no.
people that don't believe that it's necessary to.
Hey, why did we, and you know what, that brings up a question. There used to be a list in the paper of people with taxes. Does that still go in the paper? Because somebody asked me that
I've seen
yesterday.
it, not as often, I think maybe once a year.
It may not get published until after this collection.
After this collection, okay.
It's closed out, is
Because-
finalized out.
Yeah.
But I think Kevin said in his email that, IT can be a problem. Just changing passwords.
I know.
They do it on purpose to keep their job.
Yeah.
They do.
Oh, yeah.
Security.
It could be worse, I mean, we have a special policy just for Christie. Hers is a lot shorter than hers.
200, one number.
Do you want that faster cut in your wall?
I got all the power every other Monday morning.
Oh, that's right. Oh, yeah, you never mess with the person that does your paper.
Yeah, there you go, yeah.
Never.
Yeah.
A lot of empty breath, I feel like it's about every week that I get.
You didn't eat any of that cake yesterday, did you?
Yeah, cute.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I guess it hasn't settled in yet.
Or, one of the things that works in your favor, Ryan, is Lily doesn't have a choice. She has to do it.
I could forget.
Yeah.
Because God knows I never forget.
Miss a line on the sheet, yeah. Okay, I got an email for something. What were we talking about?
We were talking about the email for the tax.
Oh, Kevin, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay, at 4:40 yesterday, Lisa sent one out, and then Kevin sent one this morning.
Yeah.
First thing, and Lisa would also like to have a permanent drop box inside the courthouse.
Yeah, that's what she's talking about. Yeah.
We can get something figured out for it.
Yep.
Yeah.
You gotta say that on there?
Oh, yeah, Kevin, second half collection, and this is from Kevin, second half collection in 2019, we settled out around 16 million.
16, yeah.
With roughly 14 million the treasurer had yesterday afternoon, early afternoon, plus mail and banks, we should be right around 16 million number. First half of 2019, we settled at 27 million. In 2020, it was 32 million.
Yeah.
So we're also starting to really see the impact of, the pipeline.
Yeah, that's the, oh, yeah, that would probably be the pipeline right there, wouldn't it? Well, it'd be 10 of that total.
It would be a total of 10 million
Yeah.
right there's 5.
Yeah, right.
Ryan, did you save that?
What's it trying to say?
That
Recording?
that video,
Do we need to save it in the cloud or?
No, I don't know why it would save.
it was just, I think, record got clicked on,
Oh.
and so it's not, it was actually trying
Okay,
to,
I X out of that.
Yep, that one right there.
All right,
I don't know why it would do that. Was it on from the start?
I don't know. I don't.
You have to hit record, don't you?
If you hit record, I thought, yeah, but I didn't think I did. I didn't think I did.
Well, it's on this one.
Yeah. I think you can also turn it on the invite, so that that it automatically records, because there's certain things that people would like to, if they don't want to have to ever worry about it, just automatically records, you can't really care.
Well, I think
they might not record the press conference. You're taking care of the press conference, aren't you, Ryan? Okay. Didn't we just, my goodness.
Oh, you are quick.
The tunnel looks bad. Give me that every second. You are in the break right now, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, words, yeah.
No problem. I had to get the check arrived.
Oh, from Brad?
Cool. And get this notarized.
Did he sign?
He's gonna sign his, certificate, for today.
Okay, great. This is for, Bob, this is for that, 630 North Park Street.
Oh, okay.
Dashwood.
Good.
Yeah, we're getting that taken.
Getting that taken, good. That's one off the list.
And then, a bit of land bank business, got Ryan, that's Ryan.
That's right, yeah.
This is Michael.
Well, I called Wayne Michaelis today, and I said, hey, Wayne, this is Bob Michaelis. I put on his answering machine. I said, no, you're Wayne Michaelis, I'm Bob Hostet. Hey.
Michael is beginning to look at, for liens and anything on that church property in Deshler.
Okay.
I've gotten back to 2005, and there have been 6 transfers.
Wow.
This thing has passed hands all across the country. So.
But no, so far, no indication of
I haven't,
any outstanding.
I'm gonna do all the transfers for like 50 years and then go back and see if there are any liens in the recorder's office.
Okay, wonderful. I asked Michael to go ahead and do this because this is going to question come up in land bank. So so that we can, the land bank can say, yes, we want to do this because we're not assuming any liability.
Right, yeah, we don't want, that's a good idea, because otherwise, as long as there's no lien on it, we're okay, but if there would be a lien on it, then what do we do?
Well, see, if it's held by, it could be taxed, could be something.
Yeah.
See if they'll release it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so I'll look into that. My guess is things went the way they're supposed to. When the original church sold property, they would have been free and clear of all liens at that point.
Right.
But I'm gonna make sure I look at it every.
To make sure somebody didn't buy it and then borrow money against the thing,
So.
Okay.
All right, well,
that's good.
Evening, actually, the other good news, my offer was accepted on a house.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
Now you're dead up to your eyeballs.
Well, at least you show up for work every day that way, we know that.
Thank you for doing that. Oh, but that's exciting.
Yeah, so it's in probate, so it might delay, closing a little bit, but that's probably not your place to live right now, so we'll see. Nope, not anymore.
Oh, you'll still get away with it. Yeah.
I'm gonna give you a call later, I got another question for you, but I'll call you later.
Alrighty.
You know, he's a landlord as well as his house, and,
You can buy a house here?
Bowling Green.
Oh, in Bowling Green.
Has two apartments.
Oh, okay.
With, on the property. So he could become a slumlord.
He looks like the type, don't he?
But if you could put four students in each one,
Oh, yeah.
that's $1,000 a head.
Yeah,
A month.
yeah,
Each.
right. Shouldn't have too much trouble with, well, considering college opens up again, you know.
It will, other places around the world, they've dealt with this stuff before.
Yeah. Yeah. I think our media is just making it worse than what it really is. You know, we're gonna talk a little bit about Andrew's proposal here.
He's coming in.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we should just go ahead and do it. I know it's gonna cost us some money, but we gotta start someplace. And what?
Yeah, a thought that I had is, we agreed to a do not exceed number.
Yeah.
I think financially, and I have not talked to Kevin, I may be able to get with him this afternoon.
Yeah.
Worst case would be tomorrow.
But if we go to what his, he gave us a number, if we go to say we can't exceed that this year, and then, this is another thought I had, then say, next year it may be zero.
And that's what Andrew will talk about.
Yeah.
He said, this is probably one of the best conversations I had.
Yeah.
With him. He said, this will put you in a position that, if you can't do anything for another 4 or 5 years,
We're good.
you're good.
Yeah, that's.
Said we'll take care of the leaks that we have.
Yeah.
And-
When he said this will take care of what I consider the emergency stuff,
Yeah.
you know, so.
And I know I said, this is like that project
Yeah.
that we started out, the restroom project.
Yeah, I know, he was,
And it's a project that just got given, he said $250,000. I said,
Yeah.
but we didn't know the steps were like.
No.
And that'll be, you've been up in the tower, Jeff, you need to try under the steps.
Yeah. That's another interesting spot. We think Jimmy Hoffa might be under there. We're not sure, but it's.
But it's interesting to see. I think I had some pictures when it was actually, the restrooms were right down to the stone. And, it was, but above that, where you walk in the doors on the north side and on the west side, the cement up above the ceiling was beginning to collapse. And the one to the north was real bad. Fortunately, that, is not a main entrance any longer, other than access to the men's restroom there. We could have had serious issues.
And when you seen why, the moisture was under there, I mean, it made sense why it was doing it.
The vents on the steps still need to be finished.
Yeah. You might want to mention that to him, didn't you?
I did.
Okay.
Also, something, with that, I told Andrew, I said, sometimes my initial reaction is, I'm not sure if I don't feel that I have enough information.
Yeah.
I felt that yesterday, he provided.
Oh, you talked to him yesterday again then? Okay. See, it was last Tuesday when I went home to wait for my furnace guy. then he called me, and we talked, hell, it's on the phone with him by half hour, you know, and he went over and over and over, and that's when I kinda said, you gotta come in and do this when all three of us together, we can't, we can't do this. He goes, I understand, he said, I understand, so. Can you see your breath over there? I can hear.
Can you see your breath?
I can see my breath.
Yeah, my legs are getting cool.
Yeah.
If
It's starting.
you know, in another hour, if there's really nobody in here, we want the temperature back up. I want to make sure we've got it down where,
And I think this
body's in here.
Well, this thing will quit working, right? We got stupid.
Because you can't.
I can't.
Watch his fingernails.
Yeah. Blue, yeah. Somebody will have to rescue me and drag me out in the heat.
Well, fortunately, we have the chairs on wheels, so.
We just push them right outside.
The last council meeting of the year in 2011, I broke my right leg. Fire chief would move me out of the chair that I was sitting in, so I could get in my SUV, go pick Paula up, we'd go to the hospital.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. What is, Tuesday doesn't look too bad. What's next Thursday also looking like?
Nothing at all.
Okay.
I will call in.
Yeah, and that's fine. Mm-hmm. I think, which is, we have, at the beginning of each new year, we publish our meeting times. So what is it, the earliest we can start without calling a special meeting on Tuesday and Thursday? Did we set it at?
Yeah, 8 to 4:30, just that way,
Yeah.
if we ever.
And we can meet, then we can schedule to meet any time in that. There's probably there hasn't been too many times that we've gone this, sometimes our clerk left and we were still here.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Not too
Not too often, but yeah.
But, no, it was before you. Only been once or twice.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, typically, if the judges want to meet with us,
It's early.
Judge Collier and McCauley, it's usually early, like 8. Yeah.
But she had asked if they didn't have anything going on, so.
And that's fine.
What do they want to talk to us about Symphony of Trees?
Good idea. Decorating cocktail house.
Who? No, I don't think that's a good
No,
idea.
the tree, maybe. That's in the courthouse.
With the Christmas trees at the courthouse?
Decorating the courthouse.
Oh.
By the time, with Katie, Katie is a hoot. By the time Tuesday gets here, she may have been through 3 or 4 revisions of.
Yeah, what's gonna happen?
Yeah,
Well, they could do it online, a lot of people are doing online auctions now.
Yeah. Did we ever get our, that reminds me when you said about, did we ever get our policy written up correctly about putting signs there and stuff? Did we ever finish that? Is that something we should get?
Checking, Wood County has no policy.
They have no policy?
Wood County has no policy.
Hey, Jen.
Forgot what you look like.
Summerhead.
I know.
Andrew over at Wood County, they just do one-off things.
They do what?
Just do one-off things. If there's a situation, they just deal with it.
Okay. But we should have people ask instead of just pounding a sign in there. Because this person didn't ask, did they?
Not original, that's just.
Yeah.
Not until the sign was in disrepair and removed.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jen, you got to pick the seats today.
Yeah. And because of COVID-19, you can't sit next to me anymore. It's over. That's over. Can't do that anymore.
3 seats between everybody now?
What?
Is it 3 seats around everybody now?
Yeah. Well, most people that come in will sit separate, you know, but.
The last few meetings that we've had people here, they just kind of naturally
Spread out, yeah.
Yeah.
People are getting used to it.
Yeah. And that's okay, I'd rather not sit right next to somebody.
Nothing wrong with that, anyway.
No.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna get some more coffee.
Are you? I think I'm gonna see if there's some more back.
Ryan said he was buying today.
I got ice clinking in this thing, so I gotta get.
Come over here. Yeah.
Well, that's enough. Caffeine in
Anything new on the side going on? Usually if I want to know anything, I'll just ask Jen.
Yeah.
Even on my job, because she usually knows it better.
Fires, I'm tired of dealing with fires.
Yeah,
Mark Adams is probably very sick of me, sick about it. He's always so good about it.
Yeah. Well, how many cases are we up to now?
27 confirmed, 6 probable. But we're up to 5 hospitalizations.
Oh, really?
There must be 2 new ones. It was 3 last week.
This week for a while, yeah.
Yeah.
Are they still, great, they're still in hospital, obviously.
They get a little touchy about telling me, but, I'm not sure. I would assume those first 3 are not, because
Right.
those were pretty close to be, I mean, the
I know
first
there's
one
one,
we
yeah.
had,
Yeah.
so I would assume not, but.
And they're taking them to Toledo too, right, Bayside, or?
They won't tell me, but I assume.
Yeah. But my friend's daughter works Bayside, and
Oh,
so, Toledo, they rotate, I think it's one of them, but they rotate the nurses, that's where they take them,
mhm.
the Bayside.
It wouldn't surprise me,
So
but
they don't
yeah.
think it's an overflow,
Yeah.
so it's just done. What about the fire? What were we talking about that today? It's like, did you guys stop reporting it?
The fatal one?
Yeah.
I checked with the fire marshal's office. When was that? May not have been last week, may have been like the Friday before that. And he said, don't think it's suspicious, but they're still trying to determine the exact cause and everything else is pending the coroner's.
The lady died, right?
I heard it was a gentleman, but yeah.
No, I mean the second one.
Oh, I did not hear that.
On Roadburger today, the lady died.
Oh, I knew this morning. They had life flighted, I think, at least 2 of them, so. But
And it said in there, in her obituary, that was her husband, the other one.
that had passed away.
Yeah.
That's it. Not a bit, I mean, they won't tell anything
Yeah,
about his
why-
identity, but,
Yeah, why don't they do that?
well, like, we saw stuff on social media, what the granddaughter was saying who it was, but, I mean, officially the autopsy and stuff, like, I don't know, they send those to Lucas County, and it's just kind of,
We don't,
whatever.
it's not confirmed, I guess you don't.
yeah, but, yeah,
Seems forever, seems.
it does, so.
What is it, they call the fire?
They don't know. They don't think it's suspicious, but they were still trying to figure out the exact cause. One of the neighbors said that they heard like almost an explosion right before. And, cause like Brian had it out there like right pretty much when we heard the gauge go off, and he said he could see the smoke from almost like our signal, like, I mean, which is not, yeah. So like for it to be that engulfed that quickly, like, I don't know, but.
What's that from?
Warm it up.
Yeah, I'm warming up, warming my hands up. I got feeling back in my left hand now. Right hand's a little numb yet.
Got icicles on your head.
Yeah, I just started dripping off my nose. Big icicles hanging there. I could go and get
You know what?
my Trump hat.
Past 10:15, then.
Oops.
Huh?
Past 10:15.
Oh, shit.
Put that in there.
We are now in the conference.
So what do I do now? Well, nobody's here, nobody wants in, oh, there you go. News. Hi, Garth.
Hello, Garth.
Morning.
Okay.
Good morning.
Morning, Laura.
Hi.
Who's the news? Oh, he's just still connecting. Oh, there. Well, that's Laura. Well, there's the news.
Where'd you go?
Oh, I'm trying to change my background because it looks like I'm blended in.
Has left the conference.
What you see behind me is actual. This is our actual background back here. No fake here.
So you're back in the office?
Yep.
Yeah.
Good. So what do you have for us today?
Well, Garth, you chime in anytime too. I mean, I guess, or if you want to start, you go ahead.
Yeah, I think we, kind of due for an update, having been working from home, telework there for the last couple of months. Really things are, going pretty well on the ag side. Certainly the best planting season since I've been here in Henry County. As far as getting field scale research plots done, getting some things done timely. Of course, yesterday's rain helped a lot of the farmers in the county. Fortunately, where I live, it didn't rain. Wind blew pretty hard for a few minutes. So dealing with heat, some of the issues that come with that heat. I imagine we'll see spider mites and those type of things here shortly. During the telework, I was just looking at things there the other day. As you know, I think poison hemlock was probably the number one topic of discussion across the county. Handled that with multiple farmers, township trustees. Really working with Peggy Hall and Mark Laux, there's some interest to put some more teeth behind the noxious weeds ball at the state level, especially with the mowing date for roadsides and railroads.
Garth, has it always been a noxious weed in Ohio? Has that been around here and we just never saw it, or is this the first time it's really shown up here?
I've seen it the last couple of years in limited amounts.
Okay.
But it's a weed from the south.
Okay.
And it's, I kind of wrote Lloyd Norman at Farm Bureau, if we don't do something across the state, it might as well be the next state flower. Because it's endemic across the state at this point, having reached this far.
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
What, Garth, we've been, it was brought to Commissioner Hodstad attention by one of the dairy farmers here in the county, in the south part of the county. How much
does it
for a cow to ingest this, say to eat it, how much does it take to kill an animal like that?
For a dairy cow, probably 2 to 4 pounds of dry matter.
Okay.
For something like a sheep or a goat, less than a pound.
Okay.
So if, somebody's not really knowing, cut hay, they have some poison hemlock in it, and just really isn't paying attention, cuts the hay and feeds it, I'm not, a plant, say, maybe, with heads maybe all told with this big around, would that make a cow sick, or what would something like that do?
Yeah, the cow's going to get sick first. Probably show some respiratory issues. That tends to be what happens with poison hemlock. The compound in the plant. A dairy cow, first thing you see would be the respiratory issues, decreased milk production. Almost looks like milk fever on the onset.
Okay.
And in severe cases, death.
Yeah.
And that's the concern is primarily in the dairy situation.
Yeah.
Where those animals, if an animal's grazing, they're not going to touch that weed. But in the corn, especially corn silage, where everything's chopped up and mixed together and we feed it to that animal, that's probably the biggest concern.
So it would still stay toxic even after it goes through the ensilage situation, okay?
Yep.
But there'd have to be a lot in the field for several cows to get 4 pounds, it'd take a while.
Yeah, it'd have to be a real bad weed escape from a ditch or roadway or something.
Yeah, because normally our regular herbicides would kill it, 2,4-D, and it's for like in corns.
Yeah, from the road and ditch maintenance side of things, the best time to spray that weed's actually in the fall.
Oh, it is, okay.
Kind of first of October, because it's a biennial weed, it's going to be in the rosette stage.
Okay.
And if you can kill it at that point, then you don't have to worry about seed production the next year.
Okay, in the fall, all right. That's interesting.
Add that noxious weed to the list now, and
You're right.
along with everything else, and so we haven't heard, or at least I haven't, from any of the guys north of the Maumee.
Yeah, it's more further south you get, the more prevalent it is.
Yeah, and I noticed, do you know where Mark and Diana Watchman live, out by Alona? That road that runs along the railroad track, M1, my son lives between 17 and 17C on that, and it was just all through on the railroad property. And that's going to be, there's going to be an issue of getting any of the railroads really to do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, that seemed to be the biggest concern with the farmers and the township trustees and part of the township, what they could and couldn't do.
Yep.
Railroad on that railroad.
Yeah.
But the noxious weed law says they have to control those weeds by June 20th. Or if they don't, then the township can.
And charge you?
Yes.
Yeah, well, good luck. Because they'll just say, take us to court, and they've done it to me. They've told me that they told it right to our face in here. They said, take us to court, we'll go to court.
Yeah.
We don't care.
And another comment would be, you're lucky we even let you cross
our tracks. Yeah. Yeah.
So you'll have them fall grandfathered under federal law.
Yeah.
So, it's basically, you can't touch us. And it would be great if they would cooperate. but, you know, and maybe we'll have some luck, get things going with Farm Bureau of Columbus and,
Yeah. So that was probably the biggest, most frequent call during the telework. Then we had some armyworm issues, and wheat and barley. And probably the second, you know, then the typical homeowner calls. Seeing some gypsy moth in that northeast corner, due to Washington Township.
What were some of the average yields on wheat?
I've heard anywhere from 60 to 80.
80, okay. That's,
we did a wheat growers contest, and they thought it would go 120, it was about 100, 110.
oh, yeah. Okay.
what kind of test weight are you hearing, Garth?
Test weight quality seems to be really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard, so you guys haven't met Nick Eckel, he's our water quality associate for Henry Wood, Ottawa County, and, you know, they were talking some test weights, you know, 63, 64 in Wood County, where he was the other day. Test weight quality, low vomitoxin.
Yeah.
Really good this year as far as the wheat goes.
Good.
Yeah, that's great. Farmers should be happy. Had good harvesting weather for this area and could stay right at it, even though it was a little toasty warm, but.
It was warm.
So, well, good.
Yeah. Laura, I don't know if you want to give just kind of a program update before we talk about the other stuff.
So, kind of like Garth, the last 4 months, been working remotely. I know I've had some conversations with Bob here and there. So, we, and it wasn't highly participated in, but my counselors that helped with it did a really good job of just trying to engage the kids that did register. We did a lot with Facebook and just videotaping and doing that kind of thing. So we did that the 3 of the 5 days we would have been at fair or at camp. And then, so judging should have been, of course, this week. But we decided early on not to do face-to-face, even because we couldn't really plan for it. Number one, I wouldn't have known until Tuesday or last week if we were going to reopen. And then we went to Flipgrid, which as of yesterday, it's official. We can officially use it. We were piloting it, and we've had really good response. I've got probably my highest success rate thus far. They have till August 1 to get them in, and what they do is they download a video. They have criteria that they have to include, and they have till August 1st to download them, and then I have judges from all over the state that'll look at the videos, and I have a scoring sheet for them to do. So we're still going to do our best of class and honor awards. We don't have state fair, but we're going to try to showcase either through the state 4-H program, or I'm working with Brian Kohler for some ideas about, getting the kids' pictures in the paper and doing a variety of things that way. So we're kind of launching that. I think it was a good call. I don't know how we would have ever done skill-a-thons with running 20 kids an hour in any one species, and to figure out how to sanitize all those parks and all that. So I think we did a good call on that. And we're kind of, we're in with about 6 to 7 other counties that are kind of breaking ground on this whole virtual judging. The livestock kids are doing them as well, but they are picking their own topic. It's kind of their 2020 livestock skills, and they're still going to get points. So we'll still award outstanding livestock exhibitors awards, but we're going to do that later in the fall, hopefully when we can do a little bit bigger gathering. We haven't quite decided how we're going to handle that. But our plans are in place for our livestock kids to show. I worked pretty diligently with the Senior Fair Board the last couple months on that, and I just want to tell you that we are very blessed to have the board that we do. They were willing to work with me. They were willing to work with the health department with us. It's just a great partnership. So the three of you have definitely an opportunity to be very prideful of groups of people that are working together. And I feel, as well, we did go back into the office and we got our supplies and we're up and running, and that's a good thing. But so fair is scheduled for the 13th. We are going to do our coronation of royalty, all of our 4-H royalty and the Junior Fair royalty on Wednesday evening. Sorry, I get the dates mixed up. Wednesday evening, and then on Thursday we start with 2 shows a day, and we'll show through Monday. And it was a compromise on shows. Garth's been working with Martha Gabers, our sales coordinator, to get trucks in to take the market livestock. And then we're working through some of the issues of packers being full, or custom processing being full as far as appointments. So we've been working some of those details out. And the health department, again, was very helpful in making this a go, so we're appreciative of that. I know that last night the board did vote to do camping for Junior Fair exhibitor families only, and they'll be over on Huddle Road, and Ashley Klein is handling that. So if that's anything you want to put in the news, I'm not sure who's there. Is that Jen that's there with you guys? I've got Ashley's phone number to put in the paper as well. So it kind of update you about camp. That was probably my hardest blow because it's a big tradition for us. We camp about 260 kids, and it's been a hard hit to camp. Our executive director is we've done some fundraisers through OSU, which were successful, and then he's working on some grants and whatnot. We took about a $250,000 hit. That happened in camps. So, of course, you don't have the expenses either, but, there's been some people that have helped along the way, and it's pretty convenient that I live about 8 miles from there, so I've been doing a few things here and there to help out. Christy Halbert, who is a Napoleon and a Henry County native, she's been doing a really good job of doing virtual nature programming, and all those critters have to be taken care of, and we have a volunteer that is there every day, and it's like lots of hours taking care of the animals, and Christy's doing programming, and she did a Camp in a Box program, so that was good. So, we're kind of gearing up. It was kind of interesting to start with our online fair entry. Of course, this year, the year that we already have some challenges, but that system seems to be working pretty good. I've got some glitches to work out for next year, but we just kind of keep on keeping on. And, like Garth, I'm kind of glad to be back in the office. So. I'm not there today physically, working with my granddaughter on vacation day with her 4-H project.
Okay, there you go.
That's what I have.
Well, it's good to have things open back up until we can't be open again. And it'll be, especially Junior Fair, there's plenty of fairs in between now. You can see what works the best, what doesn't work the best, and make adjustments before we get to our fair time. Yeah, but I think the Senior Fair Board, I think I think we all three pretty well agreed that we would support the senior fair board in whatever direction they wanted to go.
Yeah.
You know, if they felt it was best that, you know, we just don't do it, fine. If they felt it was best to do junior fair and that's it, we were fine, or, you know, any other combinations in between. But I agree, Laura, everyone working together. The health commissioner makes it easy to work.
Yeah.
You know,
He's wonderful.
He is, and we'll try not to pass that word along with him so it goes in his head.
Yeah.
But he has, again, you know, one of the things that I so love about Henry County is our ability to, even sometimes we disagree, but when it matters the most, we get together and we work together to get things done.
Yeah.
And
Definitely.
it's just been thrilling to see all this coming together for us.
Yeah. There was one other thing I wanted to mention. So in the midst of all this, you know, and people, you know, you have to keep upbeat with us too. You know, and yes, our programming doesn't look identical to what Garth and I are used to doing. So my learning curve went way up as I've kind of related to Bob here and there. But something I want to mention, and I know the paper's been really good. They put an article in. We had two young ladies, not one, two, who did the Ohio 4-H Achievement records for the state. And what happens is they fill out this long form and in a project area that they excel in. And we had one that did shooting sports and one that did goat projects. Adriana Meyer from Liberty Center did goats, and Tia Elkington did shooting sports, and they both won at the state level for those project areas. So they would have been anticipating a trip to Atlanta, Georgia for the National 4-H Congress, but I'm not sure what they're going to do with that. I know that they're not doing it, but I'm not sure how that'll carry over for them next year. But as well, I wanted to mention to you about, I don't know if any of you know Nathan Grimes from Liberty Center. Nathan was, if anybody says they bled green, it would be Nathan. And he was recently selected for, he's serving as a 4-H alumni, a young alumni board at the national level. He's going to school. He's working on his master's at Maryland, and he decided to go for this board that's pretty guiding force nationally with 4-H. So he, along with another young lady from Columbus, Nor and Nathan, they'll serve a 3-year term at the National Council on this Ohio 4-H alumni board. So pretty impressive young man to begin with, but to be selected out of a pretty large pool of candidates, that's pretty awesome. So another point of pride for you guys as well. So that's about all I have as far as updates. Everybody's adjusting.
Yep, that's all we can do.
We're readjusting.
Yeah, it will be. It's every day. It's okay. What are we changing now, and what do we need to adjust to? And yeah. Hey, do you have?
So
go ahead.
Yeah. So Garth and I had worked on, and I dropped off some documents for you. The one was our protocol reopening. Garth and I both worked on that, and that had to be approved by the state before we could do our safety meeting. We did our safety meeting on Monday. So, you know, the day I was in, I don't know how it's been the last couple of days there, Garth, but people are getting it from our standpoint. We have a sign up that we decided to be a little bit more delicate than to say, you know, the old saying, no shirt, no service. We have no mask, no entrance. So we do have masks there for people that want to enter the office office or need to enter the office. So, so far so good.
Okay, so just so you know, Laura, we have available face shields.
Okay.
You know,
If they can't wear a
months
mask.
ago, at the court, we went through, no, it was over at the title office, somebody came in and said, well, I can't wear a face mask. The doctor said I can't. It was one of our customers. So, finally, we got a shipment of face shields from Ford. They're nothing fancy. They can be disinfected and reused, but we have some. If you want a few, half dozen, we can. I'll let Tracy know, and he can set some aside, and you can come out and pick them up.
Okay. Speaking of Tracy, does she have any of the temporal thermometers that you just hold up? Because we have to report every day that we go into the office. We have to send via an app we have our temperatures.
Okay.
Does he have one of those that we can have or purchase?
Yeah, check with him. We may still have one left.
Okay. All right. Okay. That sounds good.
Yeah, we have one. We have a couple commercial handheld thermoscanners that particularly aren't designed for human use, but will work. And we tested, and we have put the unit deviates on human temperature.
Okay.
So, yeah, but just, if you would, just email your request to Tracy.
Okay.
And there's also, by doing that, we have the paperwork for that, and that can go through the process. So we can get additional supplies from the Strategic National Supply.
Okay, good.
And he'll just tell him what you need. And as far as PPE, and he'll let you know what he can and can't do.
Okay, that sounds good. And then, well, the other document I sent, then, we just, we wanted to keep our just everything in line, because I think there was some confusion, about the copier. So if you had an opportunity to read that, we just kind of wanted to set it in paper form, how that all transpired, so that you guys, and us have it straight.
Yeah.
And did that look okay?
Yep.
Okay, very good. Okay, so this should be our last year for that,
Didn't we have a copy?
I believe. This was the third year.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Mm-hmm.
Yep. And we're pretty excited because we won't have any overages. Yeah. And the company called, I guess, and questioned, why don't you have any overages? It's like, really? We haven't been in our office, so, and we're not printing off show bills per se for distribution, because that's again another contact that we just decided not to. So we're going to post our show bills and stuff on our website. So.
Are you doing for the junior fair? Are you doing the cookie auction?
No, we're not doing. We're doing just the shows. I know, I'm kind of disappointed, but.
Yeah, Bob and I felt we could have $100 a dozen cookies.
Why not?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, understand.
Well, I can make you plenty of zucchini stuff, because I've planted a garden for the first time in 35 years, and I have zucchinis coming out everywhere. So I can make you some zucchini and just deliver it to you.
Well, that doesn't sound too bad.
Yeah, mine blooms, so I'm gonna get some pretty soon.
Well, good. Do you have anything else for us?
I don't, Bert, do you?
I guess just the other thing, we had our administrative stewardship structure. They had our budget development workshop. Was that one day last week? You just probably sit down and start that process. I don't know when you guys want some numbers or.
Yep. Getting time.
Yeah, probably, looking at budget, we need to get with Kevin, but we're not too many weeks away from, beginning to talk about that. We usually around the first part of August. So, we'll find out from Kevin when he wants to get the budget sheets out, and we'll get going.
All right.
Okay?
We've tried to kind of look at what we've turned in the last couple of years and make some things more specific and utilize some of the tools a little better from Jesse Buxton there at the college.
Okay. All right.
Might look a little different than it has in years past.
Okay. Well, good. It was good to see you both.
Yeah, good to see you.
Yeah, we'll see you one of these days in person.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Nice.
Bye, guys.
Okay. I see you back there, Andrew.
All right.
Come on up. I thought he was right behind you, Jen, so.
I'm thinking, not really.
Yeah.
Good morning.
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 I'm sorry.
No,
Go ahead.
you're fine. So I'm in today to talk about the courthouse project, and I had sent you guys a document a little while back, and I guess I'll just field any questions, concerns, thoughts on that, and we can go from there. I did. Eli.
Oh, yeah, okay.
He has the information to call in, so he may join us here further.
If he's got time, then we can, we'll know if somebody comes in on this and for him to talk. If he wants to talk, just press star one.
It is now in the conference.
Time from Crescent News. Okay, before I forget, the steps. You're gonna finish.
Yeah.
Finish the fence out.
And then we have a repair to make there on the west steps, on the north side of the west steps. The west steps be the non-handicap entrance.
Yeah.
I showed Jeff the other day, but what's happening is that water's coming across the lawn there and sitting against getting under the sidewalk and sitting against that front corner.
Really?
Front corner of if you look from where
the front corner, like the sidewalk, the normal sidewalk side.
Yeah, you have the courthouse and you have the steps. They're not this long, but this is a street. Drinking Fountain sits here.
Yeah.
The way this is graded, all this runs this way to the sidewalk, and where it gets away is it gets down here into the grass, and it comes and it will freeze thaw that corner. Until we do something about this
Grading of that lawn.
the grading of that lawn, the part of the issue is when you get to the point to do a new entrance there. I know that's on that side is on the future wish list.
Yeah.
But we would want to put put some kind of drainage in here that would tie back into the stuff that Jerry Hillis has done.
Put down in there, yeah.
Just tie it all back together. It just doesn't have a place to get. And you got that massive wall there. It just runs. Can't go anywhere. 8 inches of concrete on the sidewalk. It just gets trapped there, and it'll suck them up from the bottom, and it breaks. There's some movement there. It freezed off. So we'll have to fix that.
So do we have to regrade the lawn?
The lawn sits much higher than that sidewalk.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Now, and here's where I'm thinking, we're gonna do some, when you guys are done, we're gonna do some new plants and stuff around there. I mean, we're gonna do something different. Maybe at that point, we gotta maybe scrape that lawn down a little bit. I didn't realize it was falling to the south there.
Oh, yeah, it's everything from the drinking fountain, and basically where the retaining wall is for the north steps, is all kind of, that whole quadrant kind of just.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Right there.
It makes
the way the grade is set up,
sense.
yeah.
Downhill that way.
Well, we got the water stopped from at least
penetrating. Yeah.
The lower, the foundation.
Oh, yeah.
And I was in there.
That's a very important part.
I checked both those inner chambers. I checked them in like November, and I checked them again, probably in April. Somewhere around March, April, and everything was bone dry inside.
Good.
It was comfortable, no musty smell, no, just bone dry, exactly what we want.
Good.
And I've been trying to, as I think about it and I'm there, I try to get in there and look, take a peek to make sure that it's
good.
We're staying on top of that.
Yeah, that's, I'm wondering, do we have, I don't know what kind of, even, put a tile in there, do we have enough fall that we could drop it into that sump that we've got?
Yeah, that sump over there, yeah.
It's not very far away. I would think I guess it comes down to if you ever make that site handicap accessible. We could treat it the exact same way we did the other side where we put the trench drains in and stuff. But I think the smartest thing when you tear that concrete out, if you get to that point, is to put some kind of stone barrier on the outside of the sidewalk. I mean, there's stone all around there now, and just have a tile down there where basically a French drain leading to a tile.
Yeah. Leading over to that.
Where it's stone all the way down, where it can just get the water, go over to the sump pump and get pumped out and all that. Yep.
Sounds like a plan.
We've had, earlier, we had a brief public discussion. It was on the record, about what to do.
Yeah.
And after our conversation, I felt a whole lot more comfortable, Andrew. It just, especially when you said what you're planning on doing, here's how it will affect the future. And you pushed the right buttons about it. But that was good, is that what you're proposing, not only to bring Lady Justice down, but make these repairs around, is that it's stopping penetration by water. Or infiltration. And so that will put us in a position that budget-wise, and it seems, when we have a real good economy, our legs behind, and then about halfway through this cycle, our economy picks up as other people's downturning.
You have offset peaks. And valleys.
And so
it'll go the same way here. We'll lose that. We'll go downhill next year, I'm sure, but
the property tax collection was good. Looks like it's right within our matches numbers.
Budget numbers,
in the second half, so that's good. And that'll be finalized out by the end of July. So I think consensus, and jump in anytime, Jeff. Is that we need to go ahead with this as emergency repairs to the courthouse. And I know we have insurance if Lady Justice would come down, but that's not always the best way.
That's not a good plan.
May come down through the roof and do some other.
Your biggest thing would be her tumbling all the way down and catching somebody on the ground.
That would be.
And you know, going down through, there was scaffolding involved, will the scaffolding come down then?
The scaffolding that we're talking about, the rigging scaffolding that we're talking about right now is just, it's designed in such a way to have a ring that goes around her that is a structural steel kind of base platform.
Okay.
And to do some of the water remediation work, we have to extend that out to get to the, kind of the faces, so we can drop them and do what we need to do. So, if we don't put her back up, we would leave that, it'll be secured for the winter. It's not gonna be all four sides scaffolded, it's going to just be basically a platform that's at the very top around her, that might be 12 by 12, 15 by 15, something like that. It'll kind of just look like there's a deck up there. Is roughly what we'll have.
Part of the entertainment this year.
Yeah.
View from the tower.
Yeah, view from the tower, yeah, okay.
Okay.
I got other ideas, but I'm not gonna say them in here.
Well, I figured it's just a view from the tower was far enough.
Yeah, that was good enough, yeah.
So, okay, I think what our next step is, Andrew, is we need to get with Kevin Gehringer. And based on the numbers that we have, our continued revenue, sales tax is actually surprisingly has come back well.
Yeah,
We're not that far off from last year. You know, automotive, of course, once the dealers got open, just, the number exploded. Only time will tell for that, but we did have, fortunately, coming into this year, our carryover was higher than it has been for a long time.
Okay.
But I want us to check with Kevin, so we have his buy-in, and hopefully we can act on this Tuesday.
Okay.
Pass by resolution.
And I'll be able to get you the paperwork to be able to sign that and do that this week.
From IAB, from
Yep, Tim and I are working on that closely to get it as we need it going.
Okay.
Ready. We wanted to have it for today and just didn't quite get it put together that fast.
If we could have it by Monday, so that Christie can get it to look at. Jen, you might want to get together with Andrew and also Todd, get together with Andrew and explain how this company in Columbus, IAP, how they enter into this. We made a decision 2 years ago to use this company to help us manage a project, and we have an agreement with the state of Ohio is that they get state projects, they will do work for local governments to help them through the bidding process.
Bidding and management.
Yeah, and so we felt that this probably would be a good project to try it with.
Work with,
We recognize one of our weaknesses, we don't have the staff to be able to manage our projects sometimes like we should, and this is a big important project.
Yes.
So Andrew has been working with them for.
It's been a while. Yeah, and it's been good. The gentleman we're dealing with there, has since we started this he's gotten a promotion. He's actually the lead project manager for the company now. So he is very involved and is very well positioned to make things happen as we need them to.
And he's also, Jen, he's been up here a couple times and been with Andrew and Eric, climbing around the tower. So we're comfortable. It's just taken a while.
Yes, it's taken a while to what we wanted.
We were planning on doing something, and then of course COVID hit, and we wanted to pull back and not do anything that could jeopardize our financial position, our cash position. But as more information has come to us, we need to go ahead and get these repairs done. We could have an issue in a high enough wind condition for the health, safety, and welfare of some people, as well as our structures.
Yeah.
Andrew, another thing that we talked about is this going to be a do not exceed number that will come from Eli, or what's this?
The way this will work is it will be put together as a scope of work, in phases. This is phase 1, and then other phases, and it would technically go out to bid, and we would bid on it, and we would do phases as you had the funding. The way, and then you guys will have a percentage that you will, you will have with IAP for their cost, percentage of total. But I lost track of my train of thought there.
That happens.
Welcome to.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we can't all be young men like Bob over here.
Thank you. Yeah.
So, did that answer your question?
Basically, we wanted to do not exceed number, yeah. So,
Yeah, it's gonna be a hard number. And the only thing we're gonna run into is if we run into, something unforeseen that's gonna be an expensive extra, just like in any project.
Any project.
Change order, and then we can track that. So we want our records to be a lot better than what we've done with the scope of work, what we've ever had before.
And
so 50 years from now, somebody can.
Absolutely. And part of what is actually written into the scope of work is kind of an implementation of a 5, 10, and 20-year plan for the building.
Yeah.
That as far as a report saying what we need to watch in these time periods.
Yeah.
And what could potential weaknesses are going forward.
We gotta keep doing it, we can't.
Yeah, absolutely, but it's gonna give future commissioners, future building people, future contractors, some real good insight into how, why, what was done, the whys, and the hows and the whys behind some of this.
Because unfortunately, we didn't have that last
We're reinventing and trying to figure out what happened. And, so we have the problem.
Right. They do restoration in Europe a little bit different. They're, like, for instance, the Big Ben clock is 500 years old, and they actually have notebooks going back to the beginning of each step they've done to it.
No kidding.
And the reasons why this was done, so somebody else isn't coming behind and undoing a fix that somebody else did that was necessary and worked.
Yeah, right.
So, it's an intelligent way to go about it.
Yep, it is. Keep track of what's going on, yeah.
It is, absolutely. Okay, I think we have a plan.
Yeah, I think so too.
You know, Kevin.
Okay.
Go with
Sounds good.
And have any questions, one of the three of us, or all three of us, or Chris, we'll give you a call.
Yeah, absolutely, we can do that, and I will get her paperwork, as soon as I get paperwork, I will get it to you. And just to be clear, on this point, before we get too much further into this, do we want to do the whole project? Do we want to bid the project and then do it in phases, the entire project, and do it phase by phase, as you have?
Everything that we have talked about at the courthouse.
Yeah. That way we don't have to go through the bid process again, it's already done, and we would just have.
We can spread that out over.
You can spread it over 3, 4, 5.
Okay.
you're not committing to a timeline, you're just committing to a plan in the project.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah.
That works.
I think that's a smart way to do it, and it avoids the bid costs multiple times.
And it's also a good budgeting mechanism.
Yeah,
That's what I was gonna say, it's a budgeting mechanism plus a plan, again, for future people, you know, if they're,
Yeah.
we gotta have a handle on it.
And hopefully we'll be able just to keep, as our plan has been.
Yeah.
Want to get inside so we can start doing some work on the inside. That's kind of like we thrown that whole, whole big project together. But, have to adapt to how things change.
And it has been different.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Okay, Andrew, hey, thanks for coming.
Yeah, no
in.
problem. If, I can field any questions, that we need to anytime, so.
Yeah, that sounds good.
All
I
right.
got your number.
All right. Thanks a lot.
Got your number.
Don't get
Appreciate it.
Just don't let Chris
See you.
When's Bill coming over?
First of August, roughly.
Okay.
That's my idea, he's coming back for this one, so.
Okay, cool.
As soon as they let him off the island.
Should they let him off the island?
All right, he told me he wanted it to. Questions, Jen?
Could I have a copy of whatever proposal?
Absolutely.
You guys, thank you.
Yeah.
Was this what you talked about before though? I mean, mostly about taking her down and doing it? Okay.
Yeah. It's just kind of, we've been going through different iterations, we've been planning on, there's still some work that needs to be done on a couple of the sides of the house. This year, had things going normally, we would have, done everything. It's just going to be one construction season long, and get that done. So I wanted to be able to, move into, the inside of the building.
Oh, okay.
But, yeah, and we, early on, with this COVID thing, just said we weren't going to do any capital projects.
Okay.
And then, that's for you. I really just wanted to get Lady Justice down.
Yeah.
But it's not quite that simple. And then after, some lengthy conversations, understood better what Bill and Andrew what they were trying to do.
Okay.
And which is, there were some other issues that by going up this time, they can get those issues taken care of, especially the water leaking inside the building.
Okay.
And stopping that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Because if through going through some of the building, for example, if you're ever on the third floor, going to the curtain courts building, or office, and in that first room that you go inside the door, there's a piece of, kind of plaster pillar, looks like stuff. You'll see spalling on that. That's moisture.
Okay.
We're not sure all where
Where?
because it just kind of travels through the building. Judge McCullough gets wet every so often, and it even would get down to the third floor for Judge Collier. They're going to try to get as much as it's taken care of, and so we'll go ahead and hit the general revenue fund. Fix that, and then we can take however it comes. And get the rest of it.
Like the rest of the outside done? Okay. But this does not include the thing he was talking about for stairs, or does it? Or I guess I'll look at it.
That will probably come under separate price.
Separate.
Finish up. If it was on, that landscaping
Yeah,
stuff,
or
the
the
water.
thing, yeah.
No.
That's separate from.
No, we'll look at that ourselves and see if that's, probably something. We'll get an estimate, let alone see if we can even get anybody in to do it.
Okay.
The vents, that was from a couple years ago, the stairs project.
Yeah.
They just don't have the vents covered up along the exterior.
Okay.
And so those need to be finished out.
Okay.
But if you get down there, you shine a flashlight in, you can see what it's like under the steps. Morning, Joel.
Morning, Glenn. How are you?
Morning, Jennifer. Just fine. Nick and Tracy. Cool. Hi. Do you have control of this, Brian? Yeah, why don't you go ahead and start it? I don't know if we're gonna move.
Oh, Brian's on there already. Do you want me to just bring some Glenn?
Yeah, if you would.
Do you want to have, just one, as soon as I see him, bring him in.
Oh, it's not, oh, don't have enough cable, no wonder, okay.
If I get it out there where they can see the podium a little bit better. Oh, pardon me.
No, you're okay.
Push me out of the way.
No, you're okay. Morning, Bob. Morning, Joe. How we doing?
Good, how about you?
Good, good. You gonna run this over?
Yeah. I don't yet. I got it.
Oh, you got it? Oh, okay. I don't have to touch it?
No?
All right. You man.
Hello, Donnell.
What about now? Morning. Hi, how you doing? Who's that over your right shoulder, right?
Well, that was Lisa.
Yeah. You know, we'll have to come over sometime, we've never met her.
You never met her?
Hi, Lisa. Hi, Lisa.
She left.
She left.
She's busy.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. We understand.
We got commercials, though.
They probably got enough time to do their own one.
Yeah. Official talk, we've got a couple minutes yet. Yeah.
Morning, Jennifer. I didn't say good morning to you yet.
That'll help. It doesn't look like now, like Jeff's head is just floating. I was looking at that, and I said, close your sport coat, and all you would see is
Bobbing back and forth there, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Some morning humor. Yeah, we've had a good morning and some good reports and
Got everything done so far.
got everything done so far. But, something real exciting. Okay, it is 11:15, and we have the next item on our agenda is a press conference about our Henry County Small Business Relief Program. Our MC for the morning is Joel Miller. Mr. Miller, would you want to?
Do you want me to go from the podium here, or where do you want me to be?
Yeah, that will be fine. Just kind of move it wherever you want to move it.
Gotcha. So we want to welcome everybody to this, and thanks ahead of time. You'll be meeting the different people who have been involved in formulating this, and there's been a lot of different people who have played key roles in this, and I'm not really one of them, but people are happy that I can be a part of this talk and take care of it, but we'll be introducing those players throughout, but we're very excited, as Glenn said just a few moments ago, we're excited to have the opportunity to offer funding locally to different businesses, different types of businesses, small businesses
here in Henry County. We all have heard of the different programs that are available through the federal government, the Paycheck Protection Program, the Small Business Administration, EIDL loans, things like that have already been in place, but this is in addition to that, and we hope that it'll provide a lifeline to the different businesses who need help. And this part of the program, which you'll hear, is designed to help out those small businesses. And when we say small business, we're talking a small number of employees and those that are focused here in Henry County. So I'll start out by bringing Glenn up. Glenn Miller.
Thanks, Joel. I want to start out by thanking our team that helped put this together. Of course, the Henry County Commissioners, the idea came through the commissioners. And just to give a real brief overview, we had some particular things that we were concerned about as COVID crisis became more and more prevalent, is that we wanted to make sure as schools let out that our kids were fed. Early on, we wanted to make sure when we had to close the senior center, make sure our seniors were fed and taken care of. That both have been accomplished. And then the third thing was making sure that we could do something for our businesses, small and large. So with this, I'd like to thank our team, which consists of April Welch and Jennifer Arp from the Henry County CIC, of course, our MC, Joel Miller from the Henry County Chamber, Donnell Parsons from the Village of Deschler, which is on the TV there, and Tracy Bush, Nick Nye from Henry County EMA, and incidentally, because of Tracy's knowledge of the federal grant system, Tracy is administering this grant for the commissioners. And then, of course, we can't leave out Christy Schulteis, our clerk, who keeps us all together and at least marching in a direction. But thank you. These dollars that we have received, Henry County received over $900,000 from the federal government through the state of Ohio through the CARES Act program, and the Henry County Commissioners directly received our portion of $451,000. There are some asset purchases that we are going to make, for example, thermoscanners, possibly beef up our own supply of PPE. There's just a number of things. We're partnering with the health department to be able to do some interesting things. And as that begins to come about and the equipment that's being purchased for that, we'll probably do a joint press release reveal with the health department. But I think it's some exciting things for the county. And this is the first round of money from the feds. There's $1.35 billion that resides or had resided in Columbus from the state of Ohio was to administer for the federal government. $350 million has been distributed. We have our portion in our checking account right now, so we're able to go ahead as we put projects together, approve them, we're ready to make the spend. We're waiting to see what happens with the rest of the $850 million. Been in conversation with Representative Hoops, and I would like to see that money come because we're looking at possibly doing a round two, which could help the larger businesses in our county. The process that came about to put this program together was just, I think, really a brainchild of the commissioners. How do we help? What can we do? And here's an opportunity to use our own money that came back from the federal government to use to help out our businesses. And this is not a revenue replacement. It's to help with expenses related to COVID. The guidelines that are on henrycountyohio.gov, there's yellow line that talks about the application and things. You just click on that, and the guidelines as well as the application comes up. And it explains. It's pretty robust, and I think we can help a lot of people. So with that, Joel?
Yep. The next person we'd like to bring up to the podium, Glenn mentioned him as one of the people who are administering this grant, Tracy Bush from the Emergency Operations Group. Close.
Thank you, Joel. Thank you, Commissioners. A while back, Nick and I had been working on, as many know, we work on all the stuff at the Emergency Operations Center. We've been doing this since this whole COVID has happened. So the Commissioners talked about missions. So missions were take care of the children, take care of the firefighters, take care of the first responders, law enforcement, seniors, make sure everybody gets food. We're getting everything done, masks, PPE, social distancing. And then I don't want to say shifted gears, but we then started discussing the CARES Act funding. And when it was eventually, we seen it going through the House and through the Senate and everything, once again, the Commissioners assigned another mission to us. And so one of the missions, as Glenn had discussed, is what are the needs of the health department and the county to the COVID-19 expenses. So we've actually taken that and set priorities, round one and round two, and prioritize them. And we're working on that right now. There are actually currently 11 projects on the prosecutor's desk going through the procurement process. And we have, I think, 4 more or 5 that are sitting there that I have to get all the paperwork done properly before I send it to the prosecutor. And then what will happen, it'll go to the health commissioner to look and review, and then obviously to the commissioners and to the auditor reports approved. So in the same process, the commissioners also assign another mission. So, hey, they're good at doing that, they're bosses. So anyhow, that's their job. So the next mission they gave us is, we want you to help the small businesses in Henry County. We want you to set aside county funds to provide, not loans, grants to the local businesses. So now it's a little bit harder, so now you're juggling what does the county need and what the businesses need, and so, I may have a degree in business, but I need help of other experts. So we went out and asked. We got Joel in, we got CIC in, we got asked Donnell, we asked other people input. And yes, everybody knows that I can create a lot of documents, but I am really bad at spelling and other things. So thank you to CIC and Joel and Nick for at least what you're seeing hopefully looks fairly intelligent. But there were marching orders with that. We want to make sure the businesses who have not had anything. So a lot of times there's a small business that didn't get in to put in for any of those protection programs and got zero money. And they're the ones in great need. So the first scope of this is businesses that are less than 30 people, full-time people, have less than $1 million in revenue, have been in business for a year, right? And less than 30 people, as I said. And they can apply. You can get up to $5,000 in the first round. Now, if you did apply, and we do have 2 applications in there.
Has left the conference.
I already have 2 applications that had gotten federal assistance. We will allow that. The only thing is they have to sit behind the other ones that have gotten nothing. And to effectively do this program, we also have to reach out to the villages and the townships and for them to also support the program because the funding goes to them also. So I've been in contact and gone to meetings and will, through the rest of the month, continue going to the townships and to the villages and to the city and for basically looking for them to support this program. So what will happen is we have set a deadline at 5 p.m. on the 21st for the business to apply. I'm going through the stuff, getting all the paperwork ready, sort of review it, make sure all the paperwork's there. If not, call them up and say, hey, forgot this, missed that, whatever. We're going to assemble a team together. They're going to go through review and score the projects, and then make recommendations to the individual cities, the villages, townships, and to the county. And obviously, you need the county in the background because not everybody's going to have all the funds they need to support all their businesses, and that's the purpose behind it. Hoping to have, looking at probably $400,000 to $500,000 to distribute in the first round, and that's a ballpark guess. I already had commitments from some of the villages that they had no COVID expenses, and they're putting every penny they got into the business loan program, grant program. So I'm excited about that. So from there, last thing in here I forgot to mention, we took our initial model from Hamilton County. We took that model and we tore it apart. And Hamilton County is a very large county. So we got the carry knife out and really cut it down and made it short and simple. And Joel and everybody will test when they go on. It's a fillable PDF. I think they can actually fill out the application in less than 10 minutes. I mean, seriously. And I do credit CIC for that. You have done a fantastic job on your initial development of that questionnaire and that application, and it made my job 1,000 times easier editing what you had. So I do greatly appreciate that. So, and that, I'll turn it over to Joel. You can continue on, and if you have questions, call Joel.
There you go. I'll bring up one of my partners on a day-to-day basis, Jennifer Arps from the CIC, and we'll talk a little bit about what we're excited about is how those businesses can get in. You've learned a lot about the history of it, where this has come from, the commissioner's role in setting all this up, but Jen and I will talk a little bit about how businesses here in Henry County can get access, and as Tracy said, it's a pretty easy process. Jennifer.
Thank you, Joel. So, like Joel said, we work closely together, and I think between the CIC's contacts more along the manufacturing and the larger side versus the chamber's, very large contact list with the smaller businesses, which we'll really target. We'll get that out there through website, social media, email blasts, and then, most importantly is the phone calls. So, in early, I think April, the CIC sent out operating during COVID-19 survey. So thanks to the Chamber's email list, we got about 86 companies that filled that out. And using that and seeing how they were impacted, we can definitely reach out to those that are struggling and we're struggling and we know what they're looking for. We'll reach them first and then follow through with, all the companies that we deal with. So I think between the two of us, we will definitely get this out there. And like Tracy said, the deadline being July 21st, we'll start hitting those numbers pretty quickly and reaching out. And obviously from CIC, and I'm sure Joel as well, will help any company with that application, helping with supporting documentation if they aren't quite sure what they need. I know between the two of us, we can, and even the team here, I know we can assist the businesses fairly well. Pleasantly surprised, and Henry County should be proud, seeing the reopening survey that we did. A lot of companies did reach out and apply for the funding and did get it, and then some didn't need it. I think they were smart enough, they had what they needed already in place. So with this in place, I think Henry County should be pretty good. And I'll let Joel talk about the application process. Thank you.
Thank you, Jennifer. And as we stated, it is a very simple process, and I know we've had a number of meetings. Our kind of installation group of this, brought together by the commissioners, how easy this is to fill out. And there are a number of criteria in there that you'll have to meet to get access to the funding. But those criteria are not difficult or complicated to figure out whether you're one of those or not. And then there are also a set group of individual things that are eligible, including things like overhead expenses, rents, things like that are included in this, utilities, very similar to some of the other programs that are out there. But as we've said a couple of times, this is designed, at least in the initial stages, to be for those businesses that did not get PPP money, or, we're limited in some way. So those are the first ones that we are kind of targeting, and there have been some businesses that had difficulty getting that. And so we wanted to be able to reach out to those folks first and help them along the lines as they fight through this. And, knock on wood, our reopening around here continues to work well, from what I've seen anyway, for the small businesses, but there are still hurdles in a lot of their ways that are being put in front of them by the different pandemic requirements that we need to do things safely and in a thoughtful way for others around who may be coming into the business or maybe are looking for some information. So there are all kinds of expenses that go along with that. We've seen more plexiglass in the last month than I think I've ever seen, except in a plexiglass factory, and masks and things like that. Different kinds of things that add expenses to a normal operating day and add time for employees to figure out what our plan is, what's our relaunch, put these things in motion as they've added hours to the day that those folks should be compensated for. And this program hopefully will help with that and help cover some of those expenses overall. So as has been noted earlier, the 21st, July 21st is the deadline to have that fillable form taken care of on the county website. It's very easy to find, very easy to fill out. And as we said, those criteria are spelled out right through there. And then there'll be a review group that will look through this from all over the county in different walks of life, and we'll look through this and hopefully award them very quickly. As Glenn said earlier, those funds are there and waiting to go. And I will note that that form is live. People can be filling this out as they listen to us right now. It is live and ready to go. People can get it up. It's been since the 7th, but we wanted to get word out to everybody as much as we possibly could today. So please take advantage of going out and taking care of that quickly. I want to bring Commissioner Bob Hofstad up next to talk a little bit about the program as well and what it's designed to do. Take care of it anyway. Wow.
Thank you.
Thanks, Joel. I guess, I think everybody said pretty much everything that has to be said here, other than we are in a time right now that we've never been in before. This is new territory, so I really want to encourage these small businesses because, just like Joel said, I was going to bring up the word plexiglass. Good Lord, seen a lot of that. And this stuff all costs money. These are expenses that these small businesses were not anticipating at any time, so this is something that fortunately, we've found some money to help people with this, and I think this is a great way to do it. I want to encourage every small business, make sure you write that down, okay? Every small business. That's why I wanted to get up here and talk a little bit, because some people are going to say, oh, you know what, I'm not going to mess with it. It was only a couple $100. What's the difference? Let's use that money, apply for it, and get it reimbursed. Everybody can use the money. So my main thing is just to encourage people to apply. And if you have any questions, certainly to call any one of us to make sure that we can fit it into a spot where it will work. We can make it work. So, all I have. Thank you.
Thanks to you, Bob. And next up, the newbie on the crew is Jeff Myers, our latest commissioner. Jeff, if you want to come up a little bit.
Thanks, Joel. I'm just going to be brief here. Don't want to say a whole lot more than Glenn and Bob and Joel's already said. I just want to say thank you to the committee members, April and Jen from the CIC, and Joel from the Chamber, of course. Donnell, thank you. And the other two commissioners, thank you for serving on the committee for this. Big thank you, I guess, is for Tracy and for Nick. We would be lost, I think, without your knowledge and your expertise and helping us get through this program, so thank you to both of you. Big thank you to Senator McCauley and Representative Hoops for, number one, for getting the money here to Henry County, so thank you to them. So, just want to reiterate what Bob said. I encourage all businesses to apply for this grant. It is a grant, it's not a loan. We've got about $200,000 there to give out, so if you have an expense for PPE or for plexiglass, or anything else, cleaning supplies, you can apply for this. And I just want to say, don't be discouraged if you don't make the first. I'm hopeful that we'll get, and I think we will get rid of that first $200,000 really quick. So I'm hopeful that the businesses won't be discouraged if they don't get money in the first round, because there will be another round coming. And who knows how long this is gonna go on, there could be a third round, who knows, so, I've enjoyed working on the committee, and, I'm hopeful that once all this is over, that we can continue this committee, not just with COVID things, but other things, ideas like the CIC has had to get relief and grants and loans to small businesses, if we can continue to work on that once this is over, so, that's all I have. Thank you.
And I would echo what's been said numerous times, and Jennifer and I will attest to this. We've heard from different businesses who have said, we want to save this for somebody else. This is something that, we can take this and we'll shoulder a little bit of burden so others can do it. That's not what this is for. This is for you as a business, and we encourage businesses, no matter what if they fit in those criteria, don't hesitate, don't feel that you're taking something out of somebody else's mouth here, because these dollars, we want to see them go out. These are our dollars that have come back from the federal government to help out in some way, shape, or form. And even if it's just a little bit, that little bit can go a long way to easing some of your burden. If you're losing sleep about this, and I think every business owner and every organization has lost some sleep over the last 6 months through all of this kind of mess. So if it helps just a little bit that burden, that's what this is designed to do, and give back to the different businesses and organizations and people that have supported so many other things in our community, whether they're little kid softball teams or a Relay for Life effort, so many different things that the businesses have always come forward and always been so generous. It's our turn as residents here in Henry County to come forward and help those businesses now. We're all in a time of stress and a time of need, and if this can help out, this is what the commissioners, this is what the state, this is what the federal government wanted with these dollars, and this is what they're getting. So all of the hard work that Tracy and Nick and commissioners are doing for this, we want to see people apply for this. And like you said, it's an easy thing to do. Go to the Henry County website, find that link on there, you click the application form in yellow at the top, and thanks to Christopher and the IT department for setting all of that up for us as well. Click on it, send it in, and you're taken care of, and you'll hopefully be hearing back quickly after that 21st date from the group, the committee, that that approval has been there. The auditor's office will be key in this here in Henry County as well, so thanks to Kevin and his group to get these things out. We do think it'll be a very quick and easy process. That's what we all want it to be, and hopefully it will help out with some of those things. So if you do have any questions, feel free to contact the Commissioner's office here, the CIC, the Chamber. We're all ready to go to answer any kind of questions, help you through any of that. We'd be glad to do it. It's what we're here for. It's what we do every day. So whatever we can do to help, we would love to do it. And this program is designed to help you as a small business. So thank you very much, and we'll take questions. If anybody has any questions from the media or the audience.
If there's any media and audience on the conference call, *1 will allow you to ask questions. And with that, we can unmute. Ryan, go ahead and unmute Zoom.
Everyone just muted themselves, they can unmute themselves if you want to talk.
Okay, and those that are on Zoom, you can unmute yourself if you want to talk. Jen, you got any questions?
Just clarification on the amount of the first round.
5,000, up to 5,000.
Okay, 5,000. And then total, you said how much? Are you hoping?
I'm hoping between the townships, the villages, the city, and everything else to get somewhere between 400 to 450,000, maybe 5,000. It all depends on what their COVID-19 expenses are. I don't know. All I can do is go and talk to them.
Right.
I do know, like the village of Hamler has already said, they're putting their entire $13,000 in this round into the grant program. So every village is going to be different. So I know the county has somewhere around 200,000, maybe give or take a little, that we are going to put it initially into it. I know for a fact.
Okay. So then everything else will depend on how much.
Correct. And then also, the next grants, as they said, the next rounds, it will depend on how many applications we got, what was the request. There's a whole bunch of variables in there that, well, I'm sure that my three bosses up there will provide guidance to me.
And Jen, I think it's important to know too that the county, so Tracy mentioned 13 for Hamler. If there's $15,000 worth of requests, the county portion was covered. We're not limiting Hamler or Melinda or Napoleon or whatever.
Oh, right, yeah, it's not just whatever.
Correct. That's just the amount that they would be eligible for. So it's, they're giving that full amount to it, the rest of that pool.
But then their full amount would go to a Hamler business.
Correct.
If it's their.
Their money can only stay in the Hamler area. The county is allowed to go anywhere. So we're using the county as a coverall for those who don't have enough or the requests were in excess of what they would be able to give. That's what the county is for.
We have no desire to say, well, you used up your allocation wherever, so, obviously, we're gonna get that taken care of.
Yep, exactly. And, you think about, well, Jennifer, you've experienced it with economic development. One of the things is, we always give the deals to new business. What's there for existing business? This is for existing, not only new businesses we have, but existing. And it's a rare opportunity, to help them.
And I think if these small businesses sit down and think about, oh, you know what, we did spend $100 here, we spent, that was almost $1,000, it'll add up before they realize it and they'll say, hey, this is money I can recoup here.
It is very simple to do this. And the one thing we did mention is, obviously, the commissioners want the money out of our pockets to the businesses by the end of July. This is not a long term. This is review, you make your list, make it happen, get the money out. It's probably gonna take longer to get the checks approved than it is to, but that's part of the process. And I have been tasked, and I'm working on it, I haven't sent it to anybody else yet, but Nick and I have started working on the grant application form right now and the end reporting forms. That will be ready shortly. Before the grants are actually going out, all that paperwork will be done, approved by the group and by the commissioners. I was told not to make it as long-winded as Hamilton County's. Theirs was 8 pages, and I've been told to make it short and sweet. So we're following the rules, short and sweet.
Do you know who's on the committee that'll review the application?
Right now, for reviewing applications, CIC is sitting on it, Chamber is sitting on it, a member of the Board of Commissioners, Donnell Parsons, Jeff Baker from the village of Hamler is sitting on it, and Nick or I we're going to sit on it, but we're just more of a administrative sitting. It's not like we're scoring and grading. We're going through the administrative process required by the CARES Act. That's what we're doing.
Other questions?
Hearing no questions, Joel.
Thank you.
Thank you for emceeing this, Joel, really appreciate it. Like I told you, I'm out of my element on doing press conferences, I really appreciate your help. That brings us to the end of the press conference. Those that have attended by teleconference as well as our Zoom meeting, thank you for attending. And at this point, it is 11:45. Would there be a motion to adjourn the Board of Henry County Commissioners meeting?
I'll make that motion.
I would second that.
Okay, Christie?
Jeff Meyer?
Yes.
Bob Huska?
Yes.
Bob Miller?
Yes. We're adjourned at 11:45 a.m. Oh, my bad.